Now, in the Sufism, there is a name called Khidr. Khidr. Anybody know? K-H-I-D-R. Any Muslim?
Qadir.
Qadir?
Yeah.
Qadir. Are you a Muslim?
Qadir, no.
No. But you know Qadir?
Yeah, I've never heard of.
Okay, Qadir. With I in the middle of it. Okay. Qadir is kind of a spirit, you know? The protection spirit. Yeah. Like angel, maybe. It's spelled K-H-I-D-R, okay? And K-H-I-D-R is supposed to be an invisible guide in Sufis tradition. In the Quran, it is said that this K-H-I-D-R was the unseen spirit who guided Moses. They call it also the green one. The green one. So this green one is often referred to as the Jew, and he has been equated in legend with such figures as St. George and Elias. This story, however, is a characteristic of the supernormal function that attributed to the K-H-I-D-R. I'm worried if I say Qadir, it might be something else, and then we will get all mixed up. So both in the folklore and among the dervish masters, yes, this K-H-I-D-R is very famous for being invisible guide. Now we should just call him the green one, okay? Because if we keep spelling like this, it takes all night to finish the story. Okay. This is a story that somebody told. But it doesn't say whom. Let me check. No. Probably one of the teacher, yeah, of the Sufism. He told a story like this. And it's supposed to be a true story. Okay. The person who narrated the story said that once he was standing on the banks of the Oxus River. He saw a man fall in the water. Yes. And then another man was wearing dervish clothes. Seeing the man fell into the river, he also jumped in and tried to rescue the other man, but he was in full clothes. He probably jumped so fast he didn't think of undressing himself. Both of them, unfortunately, were being dragged together in the strong currents of the river at that time. And then both of them were struggling in the water to try to keep their head above the water. But they was in dangerous situation. And then, suddenly, this person, the storyteller, saw a third man dressed in a dress of shimmering green and very glittering one. He hurled himself into the river after the two drowning men. But as soon as he struck the surface of the water, he changed himself into a log, a wood log, not a man anymore. So the other two men saw the wood log, so they cling on to it. Yes. And together, you know, they kind of pushing themselves to the shore with the log. Yes, so they saved their lives. All right. The person, you know, who told the story, he could not believe himself. He could not believe what he see. So he followed the log, you know, as a distance behind the bush to see what's happening. And after a long while, you know, far away from the two drowning men before, who'd already been rescued, far away from them, the log pushed itself onto the shore and dripping wet, you know, and turned into men again. So the storyteller reached the log, that now has turned into man. The man already almost dry. And he threw himself on the ground, kneeling in front of him and crying, and saying that you must be the presence, K-H-I-D-R. Yes, I have seen everything. You are the green one. Oh, thank God. The green one. You are the master of the saints, aren't you? Bless me, for I would attain. I was afraid. He was afraid to touch the green man's robe because it seemed to be like fire, except it's in green color. What is it then? Why is a man on fire when he's so wet? Why is he on fire? What?
Light.
Light, good. So the green man on fire said to the witness, you have seen too much. You have to understand that I came from another world and I am protecting those who have service to perform without them knowing so. So, means whomever this green man on fire was protecting, these people would not know about it. Just like, obviously he turned himself into a wood log. So the two men thought that, oh, luckily we hang on to the log and we save our lives. They would have not known that this log was actually a protecting agent from heaven. Yeah? Okay. And he only protects those who has service to perform. You hear that? Yes. Like maybe these men are virtuous. Yes, are good. And still having things to do in this world, either for humankind or for the environment or for the animals. Yes? In the human form, they are doing their duties here on earth. Therefore, this K-H-I-D-R, it has a duty to protect those people. The person who narrated this story said that once he was standing on the banks of the Oxus River. He saw a man fall in the water. Yes. And then another man was wearing dervish clothes. Seeing the man fell into the river, he also jumped in and tried to rescue the other man. And then, suddenly, this person, the storyteller, saw a third man dressed in a dress of shimmering green and very glittering one. He hurled himself into the river after the two drowning men. But as soon as he struck the surface of the water, he changed himself into a log, a wood log, not a man anymore. So the other two men saw the wood log, so they cling on to it. Yes. And together, they kind of pushing themselves to the shore with the log. They would have not known that this log was actually a protecting agent from heaven. Yeah? Okay. And he only protects those who has service to perform. You hear that? Yes. Now, this green man in the light continued to say to the witness like this: you may have been a disciple of, say, Imdadullah, probably the master at that time, master of Sufism at that time. But you are not mature enough to know what we are doing for the sake of God. See that, huh? At that time, maybe these Sufis disciples all master at that time were not enlightened enough to understand all this, what's going on. Yeah? Therefore, he went there and kneel in front of the green man, and asking for blessing. Yes. The green man, nevertheless, is not to people for enlightenment. He's there just to protect the ones who are good and virtuous, who has things to do in this world. I mean, who has good things to do in this world, yes. Good one, of service to mankind, that's what I meant, and to all beings. After the man spoke thus, the witness looked up and the green man was gone. He only heard the rushing sound in the air, but he did not see anyone anymore. After he came back from that event, he saw the same man again. The same green man? He was laying on a straw mattress in a hotel near Peshawar. And then the witness said to himself, "Oh, I was too rough last time. Yeah, too excited. This time I will be more mature." So he came and took hold of his rope, of the green man's rope. Last time he was scared, and now he took hold so that he won't go away. That's what it is. He took hold of his rope, which was a very common one, normal dress, nothing more, nothing less. Though under that, I thought I saw something glowing green still. Outside it looked like a common dress, but underneath of the dress he still see the glowing light, green light. So then the witness say again, "You may be the KHIDR." And then the witness continues, "But I have to know how an apparently ordinary man like you perform these wonders." Because he looked very ordinary, except he's underneath of his robe glowing some green light. So how can an ordinary man like you, look like ordinary man, can perform such a wonder? You must tell me, yeah? And why? Explain your craft to me so that I can practice it as well. So the green man laughed. He said, "You are impetuous, my friend. The last time you were too headstrong, and now you are still too headstrong. Go on, tell everyone outside that you have seen KHIDR yourself. See how they will react. They probably will put you in an asylum." So go on, go on and tell everybody. I don't care. The more you protest, you are right, the more heavily they will chain you. See that? So even though he doesn't hide or anything, he's so sure that nobody would believe this man anyway. So he couldn't care less. Because this guy was trying to threaten him, so you have to show me this, otherwise I won't let you go, something like that, The attitude, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you tell the truth, people do not believe you, right? Okay, then the green one took out a small stone, and the witness stared at it. He suddenly found himself paralyzed, turned to stone, until he had picked up his saddlebags and walked away. He just temporarily disabled him so that the green man, can run away. The green man get out a stone, and then the guy keep looking at it and then paralyzed for a while. And then the green man just pick up his sacks and gone away. And when I tell this story, I mean the witness, yeah, the one who saw all this. When I told this story, people either laughed or thinking me a storyteller and give me some pennies or some dollars. Yeah, at least he earned something. So At least people don't put him in asylum, mental house. So that is the story. Was it interesting? It's finished.